the spirit and outlook. And I've got my notes, of course, because I'm a note keeper, or I kind of forget things that I want to talk about. And the first on my list is medicine. Laughter is the best medicine. Finding humor in the absurdities of aging can keep you resilient. You know, when you have trouble doing something or you're getting frustrated, if you just laugh out loud or laugh at yourself and think, well, in the past this would be something I could do, but these days it's just takes a little bit longer, and that's okay. I'm going to get through it and I'll get it done. Uh, Patience is a practiced art. Sometimes it takes us longer, but that doesn't mean we don't get it done, and it's not fine to do it slower. When we are trying to do things, it's sometimes difficult, or we're winded, or just we've got more aches and pains. I know I do. There's often times when I want to get something done and I just have to sit down and rest. If I go out front and sweep the front porch, I may do it in short intervals until I get it done. If I'm going to mop a floor, I do one room a day. I can't, and then maybe 2 days in between or so, because I may not be able to get it all done in one day. I will go and sweep the floor, and then I'll sit down and rest a while, and then I'll get my second wind, and I'll get up and I'll fix the mop water, and I'll start the mopping. I may have to sit down and rest again, and I do that in short intervals until I get it done. Then I may skip a couple days before I do a different room. It's okay. It's going to get done, and it's just me here, so it's not going to get really dirty. It's just gonna, I'm used to having it done more often. So just getting used to the different way of being. And, I used to wash the dishes by hand. I have a dishwasher, but I wash them by hand. It's faster, it gets it done, and you put them up and it's over. And it's less water or electricity. But now I rinse things out. I put them in the dishwasher. When I get a full load, I'll run the dishwasher washer in the evening, and then I'll get up the next day and I'll put them away. And I found that that works for me. Same with laundry. I don't have anybody but me here, so I'll just throw my dirty clothes in the washing machine until I have a load, and then I'll just go ahead and run it. I'm running one now. I've got the dryer ready to go when I get ready to load it in. Finding different ways and not thinking that just because you're older and think you can't do things the way you used to, there's always alternatives, and there's ways to get things done that you want done, and not not sweating the small stuff, as they say. Okay, and next on my list is nature is a healer. Spending times outdoors. It grounds you and it lifts your mood. In the past I talked about going to the rose garden at the courthouse, and that always restores me. I love smelling the roses. Sitting there with a little wind and having that smell come at me, it really relaxes me. And this weekend I went camping with my children and grandchildren and some great grandchildren, and we had a really great time. We cooked out, we had roasted marshmallows, we enjoyed each other's company, we told stories, and it was just a good time. They stayed longer than I did because I was one night and had to go home and feed my little dogs, and it also, that good fresh air wore me out. But I'm rejuvenated for this week. Last week I was a little down, so that helped to bring me up. I almost didn't go, but I'm so glad that I did. Uh, it really did help my mood. And then next is gratitude is the key to contentment. Back to those things that we can't do as good as we used to. Focus on what you still have. rather than what's been lost. If we focused, or I know if I focused on everything that I've lost, I would be always in grief or in depression. So I try to focus on the things I can do, and I've got so now I can ask for help. In another video, I had talked about breaking my wrist. Last year, I have a little electric lawnmower, and I would get out and cut my own grass. But then one day, I was cutting grass, and I was almost finished, and I backed up and I stepped into a rabbit hole. I went down. This wrist pretty much shattered, and I sprained my ankle. And when I called my daughter, she was like, "What are you doing cutting grass? There's all kinds of family that can help you." So now they're helping me with the grass. In fact, I have a son-in-law coming on Thursday to cut grass and weed eat. And I'm very thankful that I have two good son-in-laws and two good grandson-in-laws that will help me with a lot of things. One son-in-law helped me with plumbing and things when my sink was leaking, and I had to have the faucet repaired. My granddaughter's a nurse. When I broke my wrist and I couldn't take a shower on my own, she was coming and helping me with that. So ask for help. Don't look at yourself as a burden. Your family will love you, and they want you to have the best life you can have. So I found that out myself because I didn't want to ask anybody for help. Like I said, I've always been independent, and it was hard, and I still have some difficulty with it at times. I will try to do things before I'll call and ask for help, but I've learned to do that if I need it. So, focus on what you have, not what's been lost. There's so many resources and things around you. Use them. Use your family. You're not using them. You're asking for help, and usually they're glad to do it. And if they don't have time today, they make the time tomorrow. Is what I found. And you're still growing. At say age 70, I'm not at my destination. I'm just at a new vantage point for a beautiful view. I want to be around for a long time and enjoy my family, the friends that I have left, and grandchildren, great grandchildren, and show them that I love them and that I want to spend time with them and I want to make memories with them. So if someday in the future, a long time from now, they have memories of me that brings a smile to their lips, not always a tear to their eye. And so, we want to remember the present moment is all that we have. Soak in it, appreciate it, and be fully there. Don't be on the phone or not paying attention to what your little grandson's telling you about your sports game. I'm not a big sports enthusiast, but he is, and I want to listen to him. My son knows every piece of trivia there is about sports. He wasn't ever big into playing any sports, but he is very knowledgeable about every sport and statistics and all those things. And sometimes I kind of drift when he's talking, but I try to bring myself back so I'm in the moment with him. And I enjoy his company, and he enjoys talking about it. And then he enjoys also talking about things that I enjoy. When my husband was alive, we would go to Cincinnati Red baseball games or the Philadelphia Philly games, and he was big into sports, and he would enjoy watching the game. I've always been a people watcher, and I would watch the people, and I enjoy that. So everybody's different. See the differences in people, and be there with them in what they like, and that's what I've learned through this life. And I plan to keep doing that. I'm still a people watcher. I like to see what's going on around me and enjoy other people. So I hope that you all have had a good past week, as I said before, and I hope this week is going to be joy and peaceful for you, and together and build this community and talk to each other and share things that we do to feel our joy and maybe help each others that aren't having joy, using each other to bounce things off of. I enjoy talking with other people and hearing what they've got to say. So until next week, like, share, and subscribe, and let's get this community going. And I'll see you next week.